We're gonna come here because they want to play and they want to win.
Philly. I just
Like two chicken fillets, two fillets. Jay, two Chick-fil-A's.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
What's up, guys? How are you guys doing today? We're back for another episode of the Big Cat Chat podcast. It has been a while, but we are back because guess what? The Jags finally hired a head coach. Finally,
They did something.
Hey, guess who they hired? They hired Darrell Bevel. Darrell Bevel. They hired Darrell Bevel.
Nah,
Just kidding. They didn't hire Darrell Bevel. They hired Bill O'Brien.
Nah, it wasn't Bill O'Brien. It was Byron Leftwich. Oh wait, too soon.
No, it was Brian Dable. It was Brian Dable.
Too soon on Byron Leftwich. People gonna cry about it.
I don't care, bro.
All right, we got Doug Peterson, baby. Super Bowl winning head coach Doug Peterson.
He fixed the Eagles after Chip Kelly took them down.
Sounds familiar.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. But yeah, that was the worst head coaching search of my lifetime, and I hope it never happens again because that was painful.
I hope he gets a solid 3 to 5 years of no head coaching search. Like he might, I can see it. I'm just saying, he's not that old, but I don't know how much longer he'll coach for. So I say 3 to 5 years. He wins a ring, baby. Ring or two.
I just don't want to do that again because Shad Khan's an idiot. It was like 40-something days. The longest coaching search. I mean, all the coaches were hired last year before we and like 3 other teams hired ours this year. So it was painful.
It's over though.
We got Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coach.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, when we did our initial list, he was around 5 or 6 on my list. So I'm doing pretty good. I mean, it wasn't the guy I wanted, but now after seeing the press conference, after looking at all the situations for us, when you look more in depth to it, I think he's probably one of the best options we had, and I think it could be a home run hire. Could be.
Yeah, he wasn't like super high on my list, but the more I dug into it and did my deep dive into Doug Peterson, he started to move up a little bit.
Did you know? When the Chiefs, that year that they won 11 games straight down the stretch, 11 or 12.
Is when he got the play calling duties from Andy Reid?
Andy Reid handed him over, and they won 11 straight.
I did know that. But did y'all know that?
Did you know that?
Wikipedia knew that. Pretty sure it's on there.
Wikipedia outsmarting us, bro.
It's my source, Wikipedia.
Everybody's source is Wikipedia. Anyways.
NFL Rum's source is Wikipedia.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry.
The head coaching search, it was kind of a crazy fiasco because apparently it started out. They interviewed the first guy they interviewed was Doug Peterson, and then apparently they came down to 3 finalists, which were Eberflus, Hackett, and Leftwich. And then Eberflus and Hackett got hired by the Bears and Broncos, and that left Leftwich. And then apparently Leftwich tried to stiff arm the Jags into fire Balky and let me hire Adrian Wilson. Then some reporters, they're not even reporters, a guy who has sources but isn't a reporter, reported that Byron Leftwich was a done deal. And then everything started crashing down. And then apparently Byron Leftwich was out, and they apparently restarted the head coaching search or whatever. And
not to mention that guy, the Arizona writer dude, Mike Jurecki, or whatever his name was.
Mike Jurecki.
He was 99.9% above. Anything above 99.9% that we were going to get a tandem of Leftwich and Wilson. Had the whole timeline and a tizzy.
He put flame to the fire.
And it all burned down.
And then we ended up apparently restarting the head coaching search. We interviewed Vic Fangio. We interviewed Bill O'Brien. Yes, we interviewed Bill O'Brien.
That was before.
It was before? Oh.
That was before we started. That was one of the first ones we did.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
we interviewed Rich Bisaccia.
Bisaccia seemed like it's ended up seeming like our new finalists were Rich Bisaccia, Doug Peterson, and was there another person, or was it just those 2?
I think it was just those guys.
But yeah, those guys. And then everybody thought Peterson was going to get hired by the Saints. He ended up not, obviously.
I thought that was a posturing move.
For an entire day almost, we thought we were going to have Rich Bisaccia as our head coach.
I know, we had to start talking ourselves into it.
Yeah, that was.
Maybe, I mean, they
He's a
were in
nice
the
guy.
playoffs.
He wrote letters to his players.
His players love him. That's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad we didn't hire him. We after it was just overall a crazy search, and we somehow ended up with probably one of the best options we could have had.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
I'm satisfied.
And
One
the
thing I'm
press
not satisfied
conference,
with
the press conference, well, his portion of the press conference
was good,
made me even more excited about him being the coach.
but the
But
rest, the Shad Khan and Trent Baalke looked terrible in that press conference.
the other stooges on the stage, 2 clowns.
Some rumors that we've heard recently on top of the Doug Peterson thing is apparently we're going to hire an EVP in another kind of like same role Tom Coughlin was in, but obviously Tom Coughlin was a dictator, so it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, rumored name was Rick Spielman, the old GM from the Vikings.
And it's yet to happen. Maybe I mean, the thing is about the EVP is that can be completely silent. They don't have to tell anybody about that. Apparently, maybe they're interviewing guys because if they want to hire Spielman, they have to do the Rooney Rule, so they have to interview 2 minority coaches at least, or minority people. But then they also can't interview them as a phony interview.
But I don't know how you'd even.
The rule sets up phony interviews, exactly.
I don't know how you'd even be able to prove that it was a non-phony interview.
Yeah, I don't know, but so hopefully they end up hiring.
Or how would you prove it was a phony interview? I guess I should say. Like, how would you prove that?
I have no idea.
I don't know, because the name's already leaked out there, Rick Spielman. So if they go Rick Spielman, I'm sure you could. I mean, I don't know. Either way,
I want Rick Spielman. I hope we bring him in because if he does, he'll be above Baalke, and that's what matters to me.
Well, there's talks of that, and there's talks of possibly an assistant GM, too.
Yeah.
I'm just happy they're finally trying to build some sort of foundation on the football operations side of the Jaguars, because far too long has it been just a GM and a head coach, and then there's no football guys in between that, so that if something happens with that GM or head coach, Shad Khan, who doesn't know jack shit about football, is having to make all these choices. And I know, what was it, after 2020, he was like, oh, he wants to be more hands-on, I don't really think he wants that anymore, obviously, after the Urban Meyer fiasco, where he was probably more hands-on as an owner than he was at any point prior in his ownership of the team. I don't truly believe that he wants to be a hands-on owner. I feel like he wants to finally get a guy in here who's EVP so he can just wash his hands of the whole thing and just watch his bottom line. That's all he cares about.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know anything. Tony Khan saved us from hiring Bill O'Brien. I think it was rumored.
Supposedly, that's what we heard. Yeah, apparently Tony Khan was a lot more involved in the process than most people thought.
Tony Khan knows ball, and it is true. It's just
cannot wait for him to be the owner.
It's unfortunate that his dad owns it. Plus, he's kind of busy with what's it called,
AEW.
AEW.
That, and he also was heavily invested in the Fulham team as well.
Yeah, we need Tony to take over because he actually somewhat knows what he's doing. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're keeping Baalke.
For now.
Yeah, for now. As of today, we are hiring Mike McCoy as QB coach, and we're hiring Mike Caldwell, former Buccaneers inside linebacker coach, as defensive
all in on Mike's. All in on the Mike's.
Yeah. Forgot to say, we moved on from Joe Cullen.
Joe Cullen is now where?
Chiefs defensive line coach.
So who's going to get better on that D-line?
Chris Jones.
You didn't think it was possible, but watch, it's going to happen. Joe Cullen's a dog, man. I like Joe Cullen.
Joe Cullen was the one guy I was like.
It's kind of like bitter. It's kind of like bittersweet. It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, Doug Peterson's going to want to bring his own guys in and everything, but like, man, I really like Joe Cullen and the energy he brought in on the defense. I feel like he overachieved with our defense.
That Bills game. That Bills game, bro.
That Bills game, the Colts game, the end of the season.
It makes no sense, but imagine
but good
if we had
for
a
him.
competent offense. If we had a competent offense, even average, Joe Cullen would be a king in Jacksonville.
If you've noticed, I think so far the only position coaches or staff are on defensive side are the only ones who've gotten jobs elsewhere so far, I believe. I don't think George Wahab got a job anywhere else, did he?
Nope. I know somehow, some way, Sanjay Lal got an interview for the Bears offensive coordinator. He didn't get it, but he got an interview for it.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I don't think anybody in our offensive staff last year has been hired on anywhere else. But we have a lot of our defensive staff has been hired in.
Our tight ends coach got hired for a college coaching job.
Okay.
Tech, I believe.
Yeah, but see on the defensive side, you got Joe Cullen got another job already. Our D line coach Tosh Lapoy, he's got a new job already. DB's coach Chris Ash, he's got a job already.
Another DB's coach as well went to Ohio State. The corners coach or the whichever one, because we had like 3 of them.
I feel like our defensive staff honestly wasn't even that bad. It was just like the team, just the lack of talent
and the lack of offensive production, putting them in.
Yeah, offense didn't help. They didn't, it's kind of hard to be playing good defense all game long when your offense is going 3 and out every other drive.
Pretty much, but it is what it is. Yeah, so we have 2 hires. Doug Peterson will call plays, so
yeah, he did say that in the press conference. There's rumor he's bringing in Press Taylor for offensive coordinator, which a lot of people are poo-pooing on, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's Zach Taylor's brother. He's a young guy, so you never know. I'm gonna
give him the benefit of the doubt, man. I don't know what was going on in Philly, and the people who are talking like they know, no one really knows besides Doug Peterson, Press Taylor, and probably Howie Roseman. But other than that, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt if he's the guy that gets the job. Ultimately, I wanted Pep Hamilton, but he's gonna stay in Houston. But whatever. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Him staying in Houston leads to a bigger dumpster fire because they hired Lovie Smith as their head coach. So it's like
he's gonna have Davis Mills turning up. Pep Hamilton going to get a head coaching job soon.
It's facts. Pep Hamilton was the guy I really wanted. I also wanted Vic Fangio as our defensive coordinator, but
I'm okay with Mike Caldwell because he's been
me too.
Bowles' right-hand man for a decade.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much whatever. I'm going to give everybody that we hire the benefit of the doubt unless we hire somebody that's just proven to be a failure at
just
whatever
jaw-dropping, terrible.
Another thing that happened, non-Jags related, is Tom Brady retired. It happened.
Ohio State fans couldn't wait.
I know. It's funny because on Twitter, it's like the day after he retired, somebody said, name a good Michigan quarterback in the league.
Right? Who's the best Michigan quarterback in football right now?
No, who's the best quarterback Michigan's put in the league in the past 19 years?
Right. You've been waiting 20 years to tweet that tweet.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, he hung it up on a season that he might win MVP.
Hey, what better way to go out than win an MVP and Super Bowl?
Do you think him retiring is going to factor into voters?
Well, shouldn't the voting already be done by now?
I don't know when the voting was done.
I thought voting for MVP ends after the last game of the regular season.
Let me look.
Or something like that. I don't know when it's like a cutoff date.
Voting end for the MVP? Voting for the NFL's MVP award takes place between the end of the regular season and the beginning of the playoffs. There's a 1-week period in which voters. So okay.
Yeah, it should have been done before that.
It would.
Even if he wins it, he deserves it. I mean, he had a great season.
No, I know, but if they voted after he retired, do you think it would have affected voters to like lean towards him because he just retired?
I feel like it's natural human emotion to do that, probably.
Yeah.
So probably he might have, but I mean, either way, he still deserves it.
Yeah, but yeah.
You're 44. You're 44 years old, putting up those stats, bro. Come on.
That's kind of crazy. He said he was going to retire when he sucks, and that day never happened.
I don't think it's ever going to happen. That dude's going to be like 55, still slinging it around.
You know what I got to say about this though? It's Kyle Trask season. Let's ride.
Oh my God! Don't do this.
Let's ride. It's
Don't do this.
Trask season. It's
Don't
Kyle
do this.
Trask season. Let's go. Let's go. It is time.
It's Blaine Gabbert
the next
season.
GOAT.
Blaine
He handed
Gabbert
the
season.
reins over. He handed the
Blaine-
reins over.
To Blaine Gabbert.
He passed the torch to Kyle Trask.
to Blaine
The
Gabbert.
next GOAT. Kyle Trask is going to lead the Buccaneers to 7 Super Bowls.
They're drafting Sam Howell, bro.
Dude, I will literally jump off a bridge. I cannot take that. I spent this whole year waiting for Kyle Trask, and then Brady's going to retire, and they're going to be like, okay, Russell Wilson, get over here. Aaron Rodgers, get over here.
Probably. I can see it.
Unreal. I mean,
But,
they're going to lose a bunch of other guys, too.
what else we got on the schedule today?
I mean, we got one more thing, but you know what that is. Is there anything before that?
We got some brighter days ahead, hopefully, here in old Duval County.
Yeah.
Some brighter days ahead.
It's looking good.
Also, catch us on the Relevant app, Thursdays at 5 p.m., talking draft. It's a new thing we're doing. We were reached out to from by UCF Jaguar to go on there and try to get that thing popping off. So if you're a fan of our show and you want to continue listening to us, the Relevant app, download that thing.
Yeah, it's Rela VNT, I believe.
Yeah, and you gotta join like the Jaguars Fanatics page. And Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be in there talking draft for roughly half an hour.
We'll be chilling, talking different positions, rankings, and all that stuff. You know.
I think last week we did receivers. We didn't do a poll this week, but I'm thinking we're probably going to do edges, maybe.
Yeah, we can do edges. That would work for me.
But
yeah, if you want to hear us talk draft, every Thursday. Also, we're getting towards that time where we're going to be talking draft most of these podcasts. We got free agency, though, coming. We got the dead period is coming soon. But, oh yeah, Super Bowl. Super Bowl is this weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
It's the Rams-Bengals. Look at who's alive. Both of us. We're both still alive.
Who would have thought that was coming?
And you know what we're both picking? We're both picking.
Rams.
Yep,
I need Stafford to get that ring, bro. I
just need my preseason pick to survive, bro. That's all I care about. I also want Van Jefferson to get a ring.
True.
Yeah, the Chiefs got clapped. The Chiefs' torrential breakdown choked heavily to the Bengals, but
yeah, that was bad.
They were my other Super Bowl pick, but as long as my Super Bowl winner is still alive, I'm good.
If the Rams win, I'll get $80.
Sheesh, trying to bag that money up, huh?
You know how it is.
If only that was legal in Florida.
It's tough out here in these streets.
Either way,
trying to earn $1, bro.
Either way, guys, we got a lot coming in the next week, so make sure to subscribe, comment, share. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter. Follow the podcast on Twitter. That's where you're gonna see.
You got any questions this week?
We're gonna be tweeting polls about stuff. We're gonna be tweeting questions. We're gonna be tweeting all kinds of stuff, as well as you're gonna keep up to date with the podcast. Like whenever we post, you'll see us there. So make sure to follow us there. That's the most important thing. At the Big Cat Chat, it is right.
Mm-hmm.
It is right below us both. But yeah, there's that. Now let's roll you guys straight in to the probably my favorite thing. One of my favorite things we've done for the podcast yet.
Hold on, time out, freeze frame. Do we have any questions of the week?
We do not.
We put out question feelers for like 3 weeks straight. We didn't get a single hit. You people are unreal.
Yeah, ask us some questions, bro. Ask us some questions for the next podcast.
I like I like the viewer question segment, man. I like answering y'all's questions. Yeah, I know you got them.
Hey. Comment down below if you want us to come back to weekly podcasts, and we'll consider it.
Maybe.
We'll consider it.
Don't blame us for this, though. Blame the Jaguars.
Yeah, blame the Jaguars. That's why we
didn't put out. They didn't put out anything worth talking about.
Yeah, hey, it's almost draft season.
Yeah, get your questions in, man. Yeah, I know you got draft questions.
Yeah, ask us stuff. Ask us whatever you want.
Unreal.
We'll be back either way, though. Whether you like it or not, we're coming back. So, have fun with that. Either way, guys, speaking of the draft, we got something fun to announce. We're starting a new segment. It's probably not going to be every single podcast, but we are starting a new segment.
Ooh, can I call it? Can I call it? Can I call it?
Sean announced the new segment.
We got a new segment coming out starting today called Hidden Gems, where we are going to be interviewing under the radar draft prospects. Can't wait. It's going to be exciting. We already did one.
Hey, we're about to roll straight into it. And tell us who our first guest is.
Our first guest is Idaho State's own, the 6'3", 230-pound phenom.
Runs a 4.3.
4.3 speed.
Jumps 40 French vertical.
Bert. I'm talking about
out of the room.
I'm talking about Mr. Tanner Connor.
The legend himself. Runs track. About to give Tyreek Hill a run for his money, bro. Double his size, too. Oh, either way, guys.
That's a big cheetah.
Either way, guys, this is our new segment. We're going to be trying to interview under-the-radar draft players. I mean, if somebody that's not under the radar wants to come on, hey,
by all means.
They can be a hidden gem, too. You never know.
No, we'll call those unhidden gems.
Unhidden gems. Perry and Winfrey, hop on, my boy. Come on,
in your face gems.
In your face. Everybody knows about this guy, Jim.
Yeah, but hey, it's hidden gems. We're gonna try to get it popping. If we do bring it back weekly, that's probably what the segment's gonna be. It's gonna be hidden gems. We're gonna be reaching out to these guys, see if we can get them on here, try to get their name out a little bit. But Idaho State's own wide receiver
Tanner Connor.
Got Tanner Connor going in this thing. So let's roll it.
All right, Tanner Connor, let's go. All right, guys. So we got former Idaho State receiver Tanner Connor here. He's in the draft. He was at the Shrine Bowl last week. So how are you doing, Tanner?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So yeah, we'll get this going. I guess I'll start it off with, do you think you could play tight end? Because the Jags need a tight end, and that is the question of the day.
Yeah, I think it would. I think I'm definitely capable of playing tight end. It's something I really haven't done. I've practiced. I've been put in game situations where I've wham blocked across the formation and done tight end type things, but I've never truly learned the position. And so it would just be a learning curve for me. But I think I'd totally be up for it. I think I'd be something I excel at with my, my body type and my physical attributes.
All right. Have you ever, as a receiver, obviously you block occasionally, but how much blocking have you done in consideration to move to tight end? You would need to block occasionally.
Oh, I mean, at my school, we blocked quite a bit. So, anytime I was running, we would perimeter block, and we would have read force blocking rules and then push crack blocking rules. And so I was blocking quite a bit in the run game, as much as I could. And I blocked a lot at the Shrine Bowl as well. So I think I'm a pretty good blocker, especially on the perimeter. I can hold guys up, spring the run.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I was looking at your body type from the videos I saw, and I was like, dude, this guy's like he's a thick boy. He could probably be a tight end.
Yeah, I always thought I was too short to play because I'm just under 6'3". I'm 230 pounds, so people kind of think tight end. I just, with the tight end position evolving as much as it is, I just don't really know what a prototypical tight end is.
Yeah, there's a lot of move tight ends now that are getting shorter. Like, I know in the draft, there's Isaiah Likely from Coastal Carolina. He's a bit shorter. He's a bit on the shorter side, but he's going to go pretty early. So I mean, you're about as tall as Tim Tebow, and he made a roster, so.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't want to talk about that.
We don't talk about that. I mean, I don't think you can get much worse than that, so.
No.
All right, Shawn.
Let's just start off with a little bit of get to know Tanner Connor here. What is on your game day playlist?
My game day playlist?
Yeah.
I actually, I'm pretty faith-based in my life, and so I have a strong faith. And so I usually start every day with some type of Christian worship music type deal just to get my mind right. And then before the game, I kind of put on some sort of rap type Spotify, thing of the day. So Spotify does a rap playlist of the day, and I'll kind of put that on. In our locker room at Idaho State, it was always quiet, so you kind of have to listen to your own music. And so I'm not big into music artists and albums, stuff like that. So I just kind of put on stuff. I look for game day albums, or not albums, but radio stations. I was listening to that. So I'm not very particular in what I listen to. Just something that can get me hyped up.
Makes sense.
Do you got any game day traditions other than music? Anything you do
so
game day?
Yeah, so one game day tradition I actually started my senior year. I guess I started in the spring. I was really only able to do it at home games, but I would do a lift before my game because I always felt like I felt better. I felt like I was more twitchy after doing a nice primer lift. And so I would go in and do some bench squat and then some type of Olympic lift, like a clean or a snatch, because it made my body just feel a little bit better before game day.
Yeah, I read online that you stay in the gym. You're a gym rat.
Yeah, I love the gym. So
what's your max bench, max on squat?
Yeah. So we actually tested vert and bench yesterday for mid testing here out in Florida. And so I hit 19 reps on 225, and then my max bench last time max bench was 325, something like that. It might be a little bit higher now, but at Idaho State we only maxed front squat, which was kind of weird. It was unique, but I front squatted 435, and so that was a pretty good number for me. And then we maxed power clean. I power clean 375 was my highest. So
that boy's strong.
I try to be.
strong. He fast. He
Hey, that'll
quick.
help, man. Strong, fast. You can jump high. 40-inch
Yeah.
vertical is what I'm hearing. 40 inches.
Yeah, I'll be over 40 on my pro day.
Woo, he will be.
Yeah.
Will be
He will be over 40.
4.3
All right,
speed.
Yeah, you run a 4.3. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I'll run a 4.3.
Whew.
Worst case scenario is a low 4.4. So, but
Hey, that's
No matter
still
what,
I'm pretty
still-
confident.
That's still plenty
6'3",
fast, and that's
230.
impressive. That's impressive to run that fast at 6'3", 230.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And to jump that high also at 6'3", 230. Like,
I'm
that's a
assuming
lot of weight to
broad
run.
jump.
230 is not like a light guy. Like usually the guys who jump high are pretty light, you know?
Yeah,
Rondale Moore.
I know.
Yeah.
I assume your broad
Uh,
jump is crazy too.
Yeah, I've never really tested it. We didn't test it at Idaho State. I went over 10 feet here though, so I don't know. Actually, we're testing that tomorrow, I think. So I'll know more by then. But
Interesting. Let's go back to more personal side. What's the last movie you watched?
last movie I watched, I think like a movie theater or like an actual movie. I watch.
Both.
Um, the last movie I watched, I've been watching a lot of like Boba Fett, WandaVision, just some
Gotcha.
anime. But movies, I haven't watched a movie in a while. Like an actual, I'm watching a lot of TV series.
I feel you. Last personal side question. What are some things you like to do for fun outside of football? Like, you got any hobbies, anything like that?
Yeah, so like my escape from football and training and stuff has always been video games, and so I play a lot of video games in my free time. I don't really go out do the social setting thing. I like to be with like friends and hang out with friends, but like going out isn't really my thing. So I'm homebody and I like to play video games on my free time.
What kind of games you into?
Yeah, so I'm big into. I don't know if you know, it's called Rocket League. I'm big into Rocket
Yeah.
League. I play with my brother a lot. I play a lot of Overwatch and some other indie games as well. But I tried out the Battlefields. They weren't very good this year. So
Xbox
Yeah.
or PlayStation?
I was PlayStation my whole life. I switched to PC the last year though.
PC.
So I couldn't
Okay.
get a
Master
PS5.
Race. PC Master
Yeah.
Race.
Technically.
That's
You
what's
play
up,
Madden?
man.
Do you play Madden much?
No, I actually got addicted to Madden in 2016. I had like a 94 overall Ultimate Team, and then I just never picked up Madden again after that. So it was just too much of a time sink.
But if you get drafted to a team, you'll pick it back up, right?
For sure,
Look at
I have to
these-
play
so you can play
myself.
Right?
Yeah.
You gotta do that, man.
You gotta,
Gotta see
you
if I
gotta
imagine how
change
cool
your
that would be.
overall to a 99. Gotta
Yeah,
update
exactly.
all your settings.
For sure.
Because you know
He
they're
should
gonna
be-
hose you initially.
He should be 99 out of the box.
I mean, speed. He's
That's their That'll be EA's mistake.
90 something speed straight off the bat.
They
Right,
always start
right.
guys low.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with this. Why do you think an NFL team such as the Jaguars, that have a need at receiver or tight end, why do you think they should take a shot on you in like the late rounds? Because that's what teams do. They take shot on guys. Like,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
think that I have a unique skill set and physical ability that a lot of guys don't have. Being 6'3", 230 pounds, can run fast, jump high, I can block, I can run on the field. I think I can be a really good asset on special teams. I think I can play a lot of different special teams because of my, physical attributes, but I think I can also develop as a not a primary, but like, a confident and reliable receiver on the field. And whether that be receiver on the X or the Z or a tight end at Y. So I think I just have a lot of versatility and it can be moved around quite a bit, which can be a nice utility for a team who needs to fill multiple spots.
Yeah, watching a lot of your highlights, you seem to do really well at high point in the ball as well.
I love to
because
go
of your right.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Didn't get to do as much as I wanted to, but
because of your vertical and your height and your body size, you're able to like a center in basketball, you're able to box the guys out and get the rebound.
I always
saw that
played
a lot on your highlights.
Yeah, in high school, I actually played post, even though I wasn't the tallest on my team. I had guys on my team were 6'6", 6'7", but I could jump and I was strong, so I could box guys out and get the rebounds. So that's just kind of what I feel like I'm good at.
Awesome.
All right.
What was the Shrine Bowl experience like, and how do you think it helped your draft stock, if it did at all? Do you think the performance you put on in practices helped raise your stock to where you could possibly be drafted, or what are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I had a rough first day. It was just a lot of overwhelming with all the scouts and you're being around all this other talent. But I progressed really well throughout the week, and so I enjoyed the experience. I definitely got better as a receiver, and I got better as like a football. I got better at football in terms of like knowledge of the game. I learned how NFL offensive playbooks look like and how to learn them. So I think it definitely helped me out, especially my practices, films, progression towards the end of the week. And then in the game, I did really well on special teams and as a receiver. I only had one target in the game, but I caught it. I got first down with the chains and stuff like that. But in one-on-ones, I feel like I did really well. So
Yeah. What kind of scheme did you guys run at Idaho State on offense?
it was an RPO, so like spread offense, but mainly
Okay.
RPO. That's what we ran my entire 5 years. So
Yeah, I mean, I saw your stat line for your career. You averaged over 17 and a half yards a carry. That's pretty impressive. I mean, yards a catch. Sorry, not a carry.
yeah,
That's pretty impressive.
I was a downfield threat type of guy, but I also was able to turn hitches and snag routes and 30-yard gains.
What was your favorite game you played in this year?
This year, the BYU game. That game was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
I saw your stat line against UC Davis. It was like 5 for 150. That's insane.
Yeah, I had a pretty good game. That was the only game we actually won in the season. It was our lone
Oh,
win.
really?
So, yeah.
Well, you contributed in a big way.
I tried to.
All right. Is there an NFL team that you think you'd fit best on, like scheme-wise, or a team that you just quarterback, whatever it is?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's some teams like we were talking about earlier with the Patriots. I feel like those guys aren't looking for someone like me to fill an offensive slot. But I think a team who might need a bigger receiver, a bigger body guy, whether that be at tight end or receiver or somebody who kind of flexes and moves around would need me a lot. Specifically, I don't really have a team that I know that would need me a lot. But I know there's lots of teams out there that like to have bigger bodied receivers because they're unique nowadays. Like it's hard to find guys over 230 that can run and jump. And so I think there's a lot of teams that can take a chance on me, but I don't really consider myself to be like a Cooper Cup type of system guy. I think it's more of like a one-on-one matchup type of guy.
Right. And I know you're from Washington, correct?
Yeah.
So was your favorite team growing up the Seahawks, or did you have a different favorite team?
I grew up a Seahawks fan, yeah. It's been tough the last couple of years.
I mean, at least you got that one Super Bowl a couple years ago, though.
We do. That one was nice. Should have two.
They didn't feed Marshawn on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Is there any former or current pro receiver that you model your game after, or do you just try to do your own? Or do you just try to do your own thing?
Yeah, it's hard because being a bigger body guy, you can't watch the smaller, shiftier guys. And so I watch a lot of Chase Claypool, DK Metcalf, Julio Jones, bigger body dudes. But I also like to watch guys who are a little bit smaller than me as well. Like I think Adam Thielen has a really unique skill set in terms of how he stems his routes and how he always gets open. I like watching Doug. He doesn't play anymore, but Doug Baldwin, when he was on the Seahawks, I think had the best releases in the entire league. That dude had complete total body shift over dudes that would just create so much separation. Even though I might not have those skill sets, I think it's just good to watch those guys so I can incorporate it best I can. Because if I can become a shiftier, bigger receiver, that's just all the better for me. But Devontae Adams, of course, is one of my favorites to watch. But releases, I would have to go Doug Baldwin, and then in terms of just play style, Chase Claypool or like Julio Jones. So
awesome.
All right. What's the draft process been like for you? Because obviously there's the guys who are like first rounders who they either skip stuff, they don't need to do stuff. How is it for a guy who, like you said earlier, is projected like 5th to 7th or maybe even undrafted? How's the draft process for you?
Yeah, it's been obviously different than the upper echelon guys, and so it's been fun. I had a lot of agents hit me up during the season the last 2 years. I was actually surprised how much traction I got, how many guys wanted to represent me, and I had a lot of guys offering a bunch of things like training and stipends, paying for everything and stuff like that. And so it was really unique to me because I would never picture myself in a situation like that where I'd be so sought after by people thinking I could make it in the NFL. And so I ended up signing with an agent. I'm out here training now, and I'm blessed to be doing it. But like you said, being a smaller school guy, just at the Shrine Bowl, it's a different experience. I'm around all these other receivers who are from bigger schools like Miami, Tulsa, Hawaii, all these bigger FBS programs. And so it's just you need to do more. Like I have to stand out. So when I train every day, like I try to do things that nobody else can do. Like I want to be the fastest guy at my training facility, even though I'm 230 pounds. There's smaller receivers here who are a little bit quicker than me, but I still want to stand out and be competitive that way. Because if I can, meet different metrics in different ways where they have to look at me, then that's what's going to get me drafted at the end of the day. So just doing everything I can to outpace and outmatch other people who have higher stocks than I do.
Like it. No one's going to outwork you, right?
No, I've had to work way too hard to get here for that to happen.
Right.
So.
Keep it up in the league. Just like you're talking about Adam Thielen. He's got one of the hardest work ethics, and that's got him to where he is now.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to ask?
I
Anything more you
mean,
can come up with?
there's you got the speed, athleticism. I mean, that's what caught everybody's attention. So
Right. You ran track, right?
I did. I ran track 4 years in college.
Did you do it in high school as well, or?
Yeah, I ran track in high school. I played basketball too.
Okay. Multi-sport athletes. That's what see people like that. And, a lot of guys in the league are looking for guys. The multi-sport athletes, especially at receiver and tight end. The guys who have a basketball background. And man, the 6'3", 230, 4'3" speed. I can't imagine a team is not going to want to take a shot on that.
yeah, I know. The Jaguars they took a shot on Jalen Camp last year in the draft, who he didn't end up making the roster, but he was kind of just an athletic freak. So,
Height, weight, speed. Yep.
I mean, you're even crazier, 6'3", faster. You're taller, faster, bigger. Makes no sense, but
one-on-one jump ball. You versus Jalen Ramsey. Who's getting that ball?
Dude, I'm not gonna put any words in my. Jalen Ramsey is an amazing corner. If I get lucky, I might come down with it. So I'm not one to.
I like the confidence. Mike, you might get it. You might get it.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
just a little bit.
Yeah, I believe in you. Maybe he gets a cramp on the way up.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right.
I feel you, man. Well, yeah. What's the final question?
Final question. How would you feel if the Jaguars drafted you?
I'd be fine, man. I mean, going down to Jacksonville, I've never been there before, and so my fiance and I talk about where we want to end up later down in life. And, I have a lot of places where I don't want to be, but that's one of the places where I wouldn't mind being at. So, I would embrace it wholeheartedly. So it doesn't matter to me. I just want to be able to make an impact on the team where I can actually help them become better, whether that's on offense, special teams, or both.
All right, bring them on down, Jags.
That's what I like to hear, man. Because Doug Peterson is a new coach. How you feel about that?
I mean, I think you're gonna do a lot better now than
I hope so.
we had before. The name that shall not be spoken of.
We always say it can't get worse, but the Jaguars prove that every year it can. But I appreciate you doing this, man. Coming on the podcast, try to get your name out there a little bit. We'll try to spread the word about you a little bit on our end.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been a lot for me. I'm just thankful for you guys getting me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. You've gained 2 new fans for real. We're calling you #OurGuy now on Twitter.
Go for it.
I look forward to hopefully seeing you get drafted. Hopefully by Jacksonville. I told my counterpart here. I said no matter where he goes, if he gets on a team Final 53, I'm buying that jersey. I'm gonna buy it.
Awesome. That means so much, man. That's awesome.
I'm gonna rep you, bro. I'm gonna rep you, man.
Yep, you're a Big Cat Chat legend forever.
Yep. Our first interview. Hopefully we have some more, but we're honored to have you as our first one, man. Honestly.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me, and I hope you guys take off with this and become bigger every single year. So
I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Either way, thank you for coming on. Hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and we'll send you into the rest of the podcast now. See you guys there. And we're back. Hope you guys enjoyed that first edition of Hidden Gems. If you guys have any under-the-radar draft prospects, that whether they went to your college, whether you're a fan of them, whoever it is, if they're in this draft and you want us to try and get them on the podcast, comment them below and we'll give our best shot. Anybody we can get on here, we'll be on here, and hopefully we can get some ballers. Hopefully we can get a first-round pick on here,
Maybe.
Hey. When we get that dude named what's his name? It's that trash quarterback that I slander every day.
Trash quarterback you slander every day.
I'm just kidding. Malik
Willis
is a bum. That's how we're gonna end this. Malik Willis is a pack of mid. And I don't know.
No, he's not. Malik Willis is a goat, and he's somebody to trade up to number 1 to get that man.
Oh my goodness, we're having fun. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the new segment. Comment questions for the next podcast. Comment who you want us to get on the podcast next, and we'll try. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Shawn's Twitter is above his head. My Twitter is above my head, and the podcast Twitter is below both of us. Do all of that. I know it's a lot. Hopefully, you can keep it all in your head. Either way, check us out here. Hopefully next week or next podcast, and check us out on Relevant. Thursday. It should be tomorrow. Tomorrow or the day after is Thursday. I don't know when I'm posting this, so. See you guys then. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.